world. I greet all of you. Today is Friday. Greet you all. You are all welcome to our program today here in Biafra Radical Freedom TV. I am still Ekpa Asokwo, your favorite Biafran Radical presenter and political analyst, as well as social commentator. You are welcome. You are welcome. There is a video has trended today. It's still trending in the social media spaces, and it's about Donald Trump, the United States of America's president-elect, and his statement about coming to support Biafra. Akabike one name, you are welcome. Good evening to you, one name. You are welcome. So that video, Biafran people want to know. There have been this inquisition amongst Biafran and also our haters too. So people want to know if it is totally an AI, or if there's a version of it that is not exactly the same thing that is said in the AI, but then maybe AI came up to hype it. We are going to answer that question here. And but before then, good evening. Yes, oh God, Almighty God will bless you, brother or sister. Stella, one name, you are welcome. Good evening, Akabike. Oh, from Libya. Wow. So are you people safe there? We are doing great. We are doing great. Yeah. Cactus. Cactus, you again. Cactus, you are welcome. All right. Thank you all, lovers of freedom. You are welcome. We have issues that we will be addressing before we answer to that trending video. Okay. We have some issues to address before we will go to that trending video. Please, as you come in, thank you. You are already hitting on the like button. Please help us to share this program. Help us to share this program as you join us. Yes, please help us share this program to all Biafran platforms that you find yourself. That will be very helpful to this program reaching out to wider audience. So from this end, I am trying to also share to different individuals. So if you belong to any Biafran group, it will do us, it will serve us better to share so that more people will join us in getting the update as it is hot. Okay, Chidi Njoko, good evening, my dear brother. Keep it up. Thank you, one Chidi. You are in the AI community inside the US and the Western Hemisphere. Okay. One Nyagazelo Nkine me Yagazia Fuma. All right. There are a range of videos I will be playing here today. There are a range of videos I'll be playing here today. Please don't be distracted. Or sorry, forgive me for trying to fix these things. I think it will be better I fix them now. Okay, all right. So now there are issues. I don't know how many of you watched the outing of our PM, Mazi Simon Ekpa, where he was with Dr. Damage, Mazi Okonkwo. That interview was, I think that's the best of the interviews I've watched so far with that Dr. Damage's platform, or from that platform. Today he organized it in a more beautiful way. He didn't allow people to just come to rant or banter words with their ancestors, their village people. So it was strictly on his moderation. So please, there are issues that was raised there, and our PM really did a very fabulous job there. And the other second one interview was from that same that damages program. After this interview, they also held another one, but it wasn't Dr. Damage that anchored it himself. I think it was this other guy that anchored it. So then a lot of people now who are haters of our struggle and Simon Ekpa, haters of Simon Ekpa, now they had the opportunity to now come and there, Dr. Mrs. Happy also did a fabulous job there. I commended her in my yesterday program. So thank you. And we want to now go into the issue of insecurity. Somebody has finally summoned the courage to come out plain, to call names of people who are responsible for the insecurity in Southeast, and how it has been over bloated by the Nigerian media. So, and these things are all deliberately done. When you hear them coming up to make up stories, like they used Nonsonkwa, that was the last assignment they used Nonsonkwa, and after they still dealt with him, they used him to see how he will run a damage control for them. Then at the end of the day, he is still suffering that same thing that we the Biafran people, have always cried about, lamented about. So now look at it. This lady that resides in Lagos, that have been very, very proactive in following out the course that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started. So she was invited in this, is it 103 FM in TV in Lagos, owned by Igbo lady. So now this I want to play that program here. I think this is it. I want to play that program here so that we will now hear. Some of you I'm sure some of you have heard that. Some of you have heard it, but let us analyze it together. Let us watch it together. I don't know why it's delaying to open, because I want to play directly from the source. I want to play it directly from the source. Okay, so that you hear where the woman boldly called the names of the people involved.
I'm part of here. We hear
if you heard her here, she said there is nothing that will make them leave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They will never leave him. And you remember, the woman is taking exact position with our PM Mazi Simon Ekpa. And she has never for any day in all the interviews, because she grants interview very rampantly recently. And She never one day tried to indict Simon Ekpa. Why? Because she is a hardcore believer of the cause Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pursues. So everybody who is a hardcore believer of the cause Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pursues understand and takes exact position. So now you will hear this woman. Let us follow her. I think it will be better we start it from the earlier, from the very beginning. Yes.
Na-adị okwu ịga mee ihe n'ụlọ na-alazi na-eme survey maka ụdịka ihe ha nwere ike ịdị na-eme na ka ha ga-esi na-ewelagasị akụnụba ha ụlọ dịka ndụmọdụ anyị na-enye ha sị onye nwere shọpụ abụọ na Lagos ga-amepe ofu n'ụlọ chọọ ahịa dị mma mepee. So ndị be anyị na-afe egene ntị anyị na fan then ka esi achọ ala na ihe ndị ọzọ n'ụlọ arịgole nke Lagos agbadago. So o gosi na ndị be anyị uche ha dị ya, mana ihe mmekpa ahụ anyị ka na-enwe dịka one na ole anyị gabigara n'ụlọ maka aga m n'ụlọ ahụ mee guest speaker na.
Okay, from this level she have just confirmed that the insecurity, the way you hear the hitting of insecurity. Mr. Fresh KD, I greet you. One name, you are welcome. You are welcome. Yes. All right. Now you heard from the lady here, Lolo. She's saying that this thing, the way they hype this insecurity issue, it is not like that. Then where there are real insecurity that she knows, because she have been on ground, because she's an activist. She's gone to interview even youth leaders in different communities in our land. So, and what they are telling her, the first class information that she's getting, it totally opposes to the view that the Nigerian media are parading, which is intended to blackmail the struggle that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started championing. And you know that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested for a reason. The arrest was to facilitate a stop or to end the agitation, which is the same reason why they still want to arrest Simon Ekpa. So, but that has not been easy for them and cannot work. So now you can see that there are several blackmails to now make people, if they can't arrest him, at least people will begin to despise him, even amongst his Igbo brothers. So now the woman is here to explain everything, and then she will mention the name of the people that are causing the insecurity deliberately, and she will now give you quoting those people directly, what the people said in public space, not the one they say in secrecy. So she said she don't believe in telling you hearsay. She want to quote you from what you said. Then so this is where we are going now.
Funeral lecture hold for na you pay wanyangu. So kam I naga I na-enyocha na-ajụ na-akpa nkata dị anya ka ị chọpụtara na ihe mmekpa ahụ na ihe gbasara insecurity nọ n'ọba aka mere. Enwere ọnọdụ achọrọ idebe anyị ndị kpara nkata ma mana anyị amaghị ya na-ekwu ya na-ekwusi ike. So anyị si ebe a ha si ebe a ha ka na-epushi na-agba mbọ dịka press conference anyị mere n'ụmụahịa pụta na TV tụọ ndị amị aka kpọọ ha kpọọ federal gọọmenti aha na aka ha dị n'ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo ha.
Okay, I don't know how many of you that can cast their minds back to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's utterance at the court premises last 3 months or thereabout, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he was called out, given the platform, the media, to use the Nigerian media to condemn Mazi Simon Ekpa. Somebody even practically mentioned Simon Ekpa there, even among the barristers then. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu blotted that out immediately. He rejected that. Then the senior barrister also helped him to counter it immediately, outrightly then. And then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went on to say that the federal government of Nigeria has a hand in this thing. So, and it is very, very obvious that there is nothing they can do to make sure, there's nothing they can do to blackmail what we are doing, that they have a hand in it. And then the logicality of an average balanced mind goes to answer the question of whether Simon Ekpa is involved in the thing or not. which is where they have seen that it is only Simon Ekpa that is agitating, that everybody want to have arrested and be repatriated. He is the only person that has been declared wanted to be arrested and repatriated at all costs. So the renditioning that was given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only Simon Ekpa that they want to have rendition, because they are the two people who are pushing for the cause. That's as the leaders. Okay, now the lady now is answering this thing, and she has mentioned names of people that you know who are supposed to be having your mandates to protect you. But this falls back to why we must leave, because they are not really having your mandate. Then she will also give you statements that they give as they pride in their ability to coerce you into doing anything they like. Coerce you, they use force on you because they know they don't have your mandate. So let us continue to listen to her.
Aka had n'ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo ha ajụọla oyi ịla n'ala Igbo gba ihe ọbụla gbasara ndị amị na tigbuo zọgbuo ọ benatala drastically ha anaghị emezi oke tigbuo zọgbuo.
Now you heard our PM in the interview with Dr. Damage, and you heard the people that called in the program who contributed. Now, as a lot of persons there attested to the fact that the insecurity spade that was present in the Biafran land, the hinterland especially, in the last 5-6 years, is no more the same with what is obtainable in his time now, because he has been able to aggressively confront them head on. So because of that, the insecurity issue has been put on watch. You will even hear her try to tell you what is real, that these people cannot actually confront Simon Ekpa's men. She didn't have to call it Simon Ekpa's men. She now tried to bring in that aspect of Asari Dokubo and how he owned up his commitment under contract to destabilize our land and ply our people at will, because he knows that none of them can fight him and win, because their hands are all stained. All those people who are supposed to be your governors contracted him to coerce or to cage the Biafran people, to make them be in fear. So it is to their greatest disappointment today that somebody has taken up the responsibility of protecting the Biafran people. And those people don't want to, confess positively. Rather, they want to blackmail the man of success. Okay, now we want to continue playing so that you understand.
Okay, tigbuo zọgbuo. Then ị na-agakwa n'ụzọ gba ndị uwe ojii na ndị amị ahụ nọ n'ụzọ kaziwuru ndị Igbo dịka mbụ ọka na ndị ọzọ. So isi m kwuo, mana aka nwekwara ọ na-adị m ka enwere plan create a sense of insecurity na Southeast. Then ndị Igbo na-ede akwụkwọ nọgasị na media, ndị nọ na social media, ịma na ya ka ha ji eri nri na-achọ ka a na-arụ ọchị, ka na-ebu propaganda na-akọwa na aka nwere lot of insecurity, mana ọ dọzi one ahụ n'ụlọ ugbu a.
Okay, you get it, that it is propaganda, because they just want people not to follow Simon Ekpa, because they want people to believe that Simon Ekpa is destabilizing our land. So they are busy selling the narrative, and to worsen the situation, or to, as bad as it is, as appalling as it is, they use people who are supposed to be learned people to champion this cause, to discredit Simon Ekpa. Simple. Not as if they have anything they want to do. Just to discredit him, they are okay. No game boy hanyi marandi kwerekwe. Ndị mbụ na-eji mara nata ebute ibu dịrị ibe ha. Ndị mbụ na-eji oke ịhụnanya na-ebute ibu dịrị ibe ha. Mgbala eze bụ olileanya, mgbe okwukwe nwere ịhụnanya. bịa gbawara m egwu ịhụnanya agapela. Winner takes it all. No ka ọ kazi njọ. When the winner grabs it all, he made the loser look so small. When the winner grabs it all, he made the loser look so small. Ịhụnanya gbara ọsọ n'ụlọ ụka ka ngwa gị wee chụrụ ya ọsọ. Aja elu jọrọ njọ, okpukpe aja elu siri ike. Bịa gbawara m egwu ịhụnanya. Ọkwa ịhụnanya agapela. Winner takes it all. No ka ọ kazi njọ. When the winner grabs it all. Now, I am singing this song because I connected to what our PM, Simon Ekpa, answered in the interview and what this lady is answering here. This woman, now, after, when I continue again, you will not hear her say what Hopeless Uzodimba said. That Hope was bold, proud to come to the social space, to the public space, to the public hearing, to say that even if he will wipe off everybody in Imo State and it remains 2 people, that he's okay. Even if he takes wiping up everybody and it remains 2 people, he's okay. But ask for him, allowing peace to reign. Do you know why? That man had to, rush to jump into the offer of the Fulani to destabilize his land for just governorship, because he was bitter that even when he shared money during the election, that Imo people refused to vote him, that he got 4th position, not even 3rd position. So he now had opportunity to bargain with the Fulani, and through the instrument of justice as it's supposed to be, which now becomes an instrument of injustice, which of course is the very, very big reason why we cannot exist together, where all over the world we know that there is a particular institution that is supposed to serve as the last hope of the common man, but in the contraptions arrangement, that is not true. It becomes the last hope of misery to the common man, the judiciary. So this woman is revealing a whole lot of things. Then you hear when a governor will open his mouth to tell you, to say the kind of thing he said. Even if it remains 2 people, he will continue ruling. And he's okay with it. Let us continue to listen to Mama.
Dozi una n'ụlọ ugbu a isi m kwuo ụlọ adụtụla mma jụtụ oyi na-enye ndị be anyị nkwado ka onye ọbụla na-alụ ụlọ were anya na-achọ ihe ọ ga-eme, maka na ihe anyị na-aghọtahụ ụbara mmadụ with the highest form of security. Ị na-aghọta ịlaike akpụrụ ndị amị niile nọ n'ụwa ga-akpụnye ofe ebe, mana enweghị ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ n'ebe ahụ na-akpagharị ọ ga-afịa arụ ndị ahụ ichekwa obodo. So anyị mata na ofu ihe na-echekwa obodo population, then ihe ọzọ dịkwa ka ibe ya ihe na-emepekwa obodo population. So ka anyị were n'onwe anyị otu ya uchu mara ihe ga-eme ka anyị na-ala na-ewelachi ihe na-ekrete ọrụ like dịka ma estate m na-eme n'Enugu ugbu a enwe mmadụ nọ n'ọrụ. Ịghọtago? That is creating job opportunities. Enwekwa onye otu m nọkwa in real estate, onye isi ndị trusted choice. Ọ lago n'ụlọ were onye ọrụ ya nọ na Lagos a post ya n'Enugu.
Okay, now, in case you don't understand what she's saying here, she is simply saying, when they tell you, and she will later come out clearer to tell you she is supporting the Biafran struggle. Now she's coming out clearer. Now she's telling you that when they tell you that the people, that the movement for the actualization or redeclaration, or should I say for reviving the defunct state of Biafra, resuscitating the defunct state of Biafra, that it's bringing about economic sabotage, that the way the leader is going about it, the way Simon is doing, and all of that. He is telling them, hey, but we have to tell ourselves the truth. That's what the lady is saying. That simply is not what you are hearing. if there is anything economic sabotage, if there is any deliberate clamping down of economy of Southeast, it is nothing to do with Simon Ekpa. Rather that it is these people who are restless, who are pop-nosing into other people's internal affairs. That it is the bandits that because there are bandits now in the guise of leaders. They are, that's what they are. Because anybody who terrorizes is, or in fact, if I call them bandits, I'm being more kind. So now you understand that these people who are crying, oh, when they sit at home, they will suffocate the economy, they will do this one. Then I ask them, whose activity really is suffocating the people? The checkpoints, she will mention it. I think I'm the one running speed. She will mention everything. Let me not play. Let me now play.
Yotago, menwekwe ndị ọrụ ole na ole akwe na yota. So a na-ala na-ewelachi ihe n'ụlọ ụbara mmadụ na-abịa na-enwe mmepe. So ijom sị na ala Igbo adọtala ma odo na-enwekwa ihe dị iche iche nke anyị ga-eripọt bụ ihe na-eme iji gosi na insecurity na ịchụsịsị ndị mmadụ n'ụlọ wo plan ndị obodo Nigeria nwere.
Isi n'ala Igbo adịwala mma.
You heard that? That the insecurity you are having in our land today, it's so deliberate that the Fulani-led Nigerian government is in charge. When we say Fulani-led, in fact, the caliphate extended with a Yoruba leader today, deliberately. In fact, let me not just, in fact, the Nigerian state today, because not just today even, it didn't start today. They have a target. They want to, wreak havoc, incite, fear. Oh, they want you people to be afraid. But that's the gospel truth. Okay. How are they going about it? Through the people who are supposed to be your political leaders. Then how do you now turn around to join these same people whom through them the Fulani is dealing with you? How? How do you want to listen to them against the people who are sacrificing their convenience for you? How? Okay. She have tried to show you some things, but some people still want to say, hey, how do you get information? She said it now that she was on ground, and she's still calling for a curriculum that everybody should join. She said, don't tell me. The hailing you will hear me is coming out and joining the struggle. He said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fought for a cause. He's fighting for a cause, and that cause is what benefits all of us commonly. But when you take time to listen to these ladies, this is not the first time she's appearing in an interview that let me still play this one first.
Ihe mere na-ehi mba nọ maka na m nwetara akụkọ ihu ihe mere na-ehi mba nọ na ndị ọnọ gọọmenti na ndị wakpokwara ndị agha egbukwe ndị agha mmadụ abụọ maọbụ atọ. Kedu ka ehime mba nọ dị? Kedu akụkọ ị nwetara na ehime mba nọ?
Enwere m onye isi na-achị youth n'obodo a ihe a mere gogogo, Comrade Ike. Maka na anyị nwa bụ ịwachọ ha na report ihe ọbụla anyị na-like iji ihe n'aka ka ọ ji abasị gị pụta bịa kwuo ka isi wee jena dịka nke aba oge akpara report ọ nke aba anyị taa gosi anyị ihe onyonyo ebe ụmụ nwoke anyị yi pants a na-akpakpu ha na Black Maria. So anyị ji nke aha n'aka anyị jezie ekwu okwu ndị amị sọwasị anyị egosi ha anyị.
Are you hearing that one? Now when those Efule are coming to complain about Simon Ekpa, are you people now hearing what is happening to our people? They are enforcing disappearance of our youth. That this lady already told you that they just want to make sure that those people who survive are dispersed. They're scattered all over. They should run away from their land. That's the target. So by the time they succeed in building IDP, so in the name of IDP now, they will brew tough terrorists in our land. They will groom rough, very hardened terrorists in our land. But they have been stopped. Okay, now let us continue to listen.
So I jinka hanaka I just ekwu okwu ndị amị sọwasị anyị egosighị anyị ịghọtago so mgbe nke a na-ekwu anyị wee fụta nwa amadi abụ onye na-achịkwasị youth jụba kedu ihe na-eme n'obodo unu o wee gwa anyị na ha pụtara n'ụra fụ ka e mere announce na TVC na a ga-ekpola ndị ala majiri n'ala Igbo. So ndị be ha wee jụba ihe na-eme wee bọkasịba ihe na-eme. O wee bụrụ na otu ka ochi wee kọwa o wee dịka enwere ka aka ndị atụrụ ọchịchị ndị nọ na National Assembly ndị obodo ahụ siri aka ha ji wee dị na ikpo.
Okay, ọ bụrụ na o nwere ka that she is trying to tell you, yes, that the people you call politicians that you want to listen to and the blackmail Simon Ekpa that the sister told me is under coercion, that those people who are members of a Senate and House of Assembly or not states, oh okay, even I don't know if she means also including states here, but the federal lawmakers and other politicians, in fact generally, they are the ones in agreement with the bringing in of this, because everybody wants to be in the good page of the Fulanis, because they are the ones that will use their guns to hoodwink you into buying their view. But God will always make us prevail at the end of the day, because he said, Mazen Namdekano said, they will buy us, we will buy them. At the end, Biafra will come. Then our PM Simon Ekpa in the interview yesterday, I am taking a new dimension, which will be asymmetric. Asymmetric implying it is fight to finish. And you think by trying to blackmail Simon Ekpa with how much he already knows his father, and still confess it till this interview we're talking about, they cannot stop us. Let me just stop it at that point.
Na ikpotenda obodo wee na agba yara ndị obodo a wee na esi ọnwụ na asị na ụdị ihe adịghị mma ka o mee. O wee bụrụzie na ha nọkwa n'ụra ofu mbọsị aga mụnye ofu ebe ọkụ, ebe nwa na-asị a ga-etinye ndị ala majiri amụnye ya ọkụ.
Yes, there is important argument that she will present here now. Yes, amunyera now that place ọkụ different, but there is interesting part you must listen very well to here now.
Ka amụchasịsị ihe ọkụ, ka a na-amụkwa ihe ọkụ na mkpọtụ niile ahụ emere site na ya so n'ụtụtụ afụ ha amị ahụ polisi bịa challenge ndị na-agba ihe ọkụ.
Now you get that. Those places were set ablaze at night, and nobody opposed the people that did the job. Now, when the day breaks, the army now use their own force. But you that they are fighting for, instead of standing gidibam, like Commander Gento will say, instead of you standing gidibam to defend that person sacrificing for you, you will join the wagons, a band of wagons. But when it is expected, when you should, not just expected, you should step up, is because if you fail to finish this thing now, if you fail to support the persons that are moving this thing now, you are going into a very terrible slavery, because nothing will save you. The lady even said, okay, she's not the one, it's another person that answered in the program, okay, that if anybody who is calling himself for anything, I'm not hinterland, I'm not, if you allow anything happen, only the Igbos goes or whatever, that you are totally doomed. Then you can see logic, you can see reasoning. Let me check.
Oruzie n'ụtụtụ bidozie ụmụ okorobịa nọ n'obodo ahụ na be ha ana onye abịa eme ya arrest, onye abịara eme ya arrest na-emezi ụmụ okorobịa nọ na ya bụ ihe ha anyị na-ekwusi na ụmụ ihe ndị a na-eme na
and the onye mere arrest don't return back. Oh, onye abịara eme ya arrest, and onye arrest like this don't return back. I don't know if I can see that video of Anambra police corruption case. I don't know. A lot of you would have watched, or you know the case I'm talking about, because it's a very long time now. Even some persons I ran into. Oh, let me not go that part. Let me not go that part. It's a security. It's a security site, information site.
ha anyị na-ekwusi na ụmụ ihe ndị a na-eme na otu a ka esi wee ruo n'ọlụ ihe mee n'ọlụ ememecha ụmụ okorobịa nọ na ọlụ arrest, ọlụ kịta agbaala ọsọ isi ihe dịka ọlụ town na-agbago ihe ala ọhịa eruchiene. Oge m dị young, m na-aga secondary school far back as 1980 to 1990, ebe ahụ emepechana. In fact, as 2 years ago, ebe ahụ na-ekwo ekwo, enwere ụdị ihe na-aga afụ n'iro ahụ. Ọhịa eruchie n'iro niile ahụ jide n'ebe ahụ agbaala ọsọ. Ndị na-achọ ha abụdị ma ọ bụ ndị unknown gọọmenti nọ ndị amị na-eme ha attack n'ụzọ, ha ga-agbawa obodo ahụ ọkụ jikọwa ụmụ okorobịa. And
okay, eme ha attack. When the army attacked, Nigerian army attacked, instead of them going to confront the people that are with guns like them, they will run away. Like when that a place they wanted to use for IDP camp, when that place was set ablaze, they go after the innocent women and children in the community. This is the same thing they did in our Kwama community, which they have always done in our land. Now they are asking, or the lady is asking, why can't they go to confront the people that are confronting them? Then she's then answered by saying that it's because there is an agenda. Even in that interview, our PM said that there's an agenda. The agenda is to whip also. They want everybody to run. They want all our youth to run away and leave the way. Maybe they will be with only old people or children. And you know what they call pedophile and the other things. So now, they want only children and okay. That they are not getting, they are angry. They are very angry. So they want to do any kind of blackmail to stop unstoppable. Okay?
agbawa obodo ahụ ọkụ jikọwa ụmụ okorobịa and onye jide ada alọta. Unu ruo na popular eko ụtụtụ onye ọbụla bụ onye ọlụ ndị Nnewi South ga-ama ahịa na-akpa ahịa eko ụtụtụ. Ahịa eko ụtụtụ bụ ahịa dịbra gboo bifo amụọ ma nna nna ya. Ahịa eko ụtụtụ tata ada azụzi ya azụ. eke ụtụtụ kwụ n'ọfịa oruchigo n'ọfịa ebe ahụ ka ndị amị bizi na eke ụtụtụ ada atụtụ ahịa na eke ụtụtụ gịnị mere na egburu mmadụ nweta isi mmadụ na eke ụtụtụ ndị amị wee gbaa eke ụtụtụ ọkụ wee chụsịa ndị na-azụ ahịa now ajụjụ m na-ajụ bụ a na-emezi egbuo mmadụ amị atụtụsịwazi obodo ekwesịrị maka ha kpọzie ahịa ebe ahụ n'ụdị aṅa anyị wee na-afụ na ihe a aka mere ya na plan bụ.
Now this is where she made the mistake. That the reason that the army is brought is to give security to the people. That's what she's thinking. Now they are now forcing the disappearance of the people that they came to protect. Mama, the question is, oh, one them Messi Nwala, you are welcome. Yes, Mary Nwala, you are welcome. Oh, when one them okay, you are welcome. Yeah, a little behind the time. Okay, now, why is it that with all these things, nobody want to fight it out? She even called out Peter Obi here. I think, okay, there is an aspect of it that she was trying to even encourage what Peter Obi is doing. So, but that's not a problem. It can be distracting us now. So, okay, let us continue. You are all welcome. Ah, Lekon, you are welcome. You are welcome. Thank you, Nwala Messi. God bless you.
I'm na plan bụ na ewere non-government na-asị dịka ụgbọ wụkpọta na East.
Okay.
Ha mezie ihe maka ọha nwa bụ ndị ha asị ha na ndị amị na-arụkọ ọha nwa bụ ndị a ga-eme ebe na ndị amị ma ha maka dịka asị dịka ụbọchị wee kwuo ndị amị ma ha maka ọ sị na ha na ndị amị na-arụkọ so ndị amị ga-amanụ ndị nwe ndị ọrụ ya
enyere ya contract
ọha ka a ga-eme ha bụrụ na ngwa ọrụ ha ji arụ ọrụ na-agafe n'ụzọ ndị amị ama nkwụsị ha.
Okay.
Maka na ịdịala anya na ndị yutu anyị egwu adịghị ekwede ha pụta n'iro ya fozie nke ibudori egbe akpagharị sọsọ ndị nwere ikikere ibu egbe kpagharị awụ ndị ahụ ha na ndị amị ndị federal gọọmenti kpọbatara ha na ndị amị na-arụkọ so nchọpụta anyị ugbu a bụ ha dịnye
ndị ahụ federal gọọmenti kpọbatara ha na ndị amị na-arụkọ bụ ndị one aside the Cobos men which he himself opened up. And the next people, who are the army? The people you heard in the Punch newspaper some 2 days ago, they say they have repented, so they have been incorporated into the army. So that you understand it.
Ndị ahụ ga mee crime ka e were tinye obodo ha wee gbawazi obodo ọkụ tụsụ ụmụ okorobịa anyị ka ha wee nwee ike ọ na-aga na line bute ezigbote aghụghọ dịka isi wee chọpụta no ihe megede ha emechaa na nke ọlụ banye na Aba ewetụcha press conference ahụ anyị pụtara jụọ ha ajụjụ si ha gịnị ka a ga-esi kpọtazi ụlọ si insecurity anyị na-atụkwa ha tupu na-abịa anọ nwere ihe na East before ndị amị abịa nọ a na-enwe chitatum ha wee bịa ka ha kwụsị chitatum ozugbo ha bịaziri crime si n'elu si n'ala na master.
Because that word sit at home, they get them crazy and they don't want to hear it.
ebe ọ nọzi gbazi anya adịghị na ndị anyị enwebeghị mbọsị asị apụtara n'ọgbọ ha na ndị mmadụ agba egbe anyị ahụ ozu mma anụgide ụda egbe nụcha ahụzi apụta n'otu hụ ozu ndị ha gbagburu ahụ ha ha kpọọ ihu ha ha nwee ebe ha si kpeghadịha kama nọọ anyị na-anụ.
Thank you. Okay, finish it.
Na emere ha attack na-agbagburu ha ọzọ anyị ga-anụzi iwu vileji nọzi n'akụkụ ebe ahụ ndị a na-eburuzie bulldozer buru armored car buru double barrel gbawazie obodo wee chụsụsịwazi ọsọ ọta maka enwere onye chọrọ ịnwụnụ. So mgbe anyị bịa chọpụta na ihe ha na-emezi ntụde na nyocha maka anyị laa n'ụlọ nyocha.
And all these people who are quick to come to the public space to condemn Simon Ekpa, they are not hearing all these things that this law is saying. No, they don't hear it. They don't like to hear this one. They will come, they will just try to create a chaos in the Biafran land. When they now create this tension, they will now turn around to see how they will come to deceive the gullible that they want to solve the problem. So now, as they say they are solving the problem, they create very bigger problem. Are you not aware of that? trying to solve the problem, they create a very bigger problem. They now go to burn people's houses. Not built by the people they are pursuing, no. Houses built by the fathers, the parents to the people you are pursuing. That is the ugly situation. Okay, I will drop my number here in case you want to call in. I will drop my number here. Let me try to do that. I will drop my number here now. Hey, sorry, I'm trying to bring it. Fresh KD. Okay, Fresh KD, can you copy now? Can you help me type it here in the comment section, please? Fresh KD, is it possible? Please make it possible. +1 203. Fresh KD. Are you typing? Okay. 829 247. 829 2407. Okay. I want to, since nobody's putting it there, let me put it up here myself. Lovers of freedom, are we together? So can you see it there now? Can you see it now? Okay, let me play on. Oh, I missed it to try. Okay, maybe. Okay, while I am waiting to connect back, have you heard that Iran is the one trying to help Nigeria get Islamic history? Sorry, to help Islamize Nigeria as a whole. Anyways, I can't open this file. Don't know why. All right. if I can't see this before I forget, on the topic, please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. Now, on the topic, dwelling on the topic here, which is not what I have been discussing all along, is that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu appointed our PM Simon Ekpa to continue the good work that he started, and not to come and just whip sentiment, or to just patronize him or to make him happy. No. As much as it is very in order. Good evening, one Hyacinth. Bubble. You're welcome, Hyacinth. Okay, yes. So, some people who are asking the question, why are you doing terrorism? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not tell you that Simon Ekpa is going to terrorism when he's adopted. No. He even told you that the last time. No. The last time our Supreme, that's why our PM answered and said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, if you hear him, like if you release him now and tell him to speak from, to tell Simon Ekpa to stop from Nigeria there, that he might do that because he might be undergone a barrier. But if he comes to Finland, which is the reason he told you that Onyendo will meet him, it will not be like that. Come again, please. My brother, Fred, please remind me what because maybe I twisted something. I didn't say it straight. Onyendo said that Simon Ekpa is going to come up, but he didn't say Simon Ekpa is going to maybe anytime I'm captured. So no, that he has had somebody who will take over, who will take us to the other dimension, to the other dimension of the struggle, which will be a more serious confrontational, level. So he didn't tell you that, and our PM did a very good work when he replied. He said that all these people telling me, how have you been doing with Onyendo family? How are you doing? He asked you, did you see Ojukwu's family members in the struggle? Did you see Wazirike's members in the struggle? Why do you want to? What Nnamdi Kanu, did he tell you bring in any family or any of his family members? So don't use these distractions as a ground to blackmail him. Some other person asked about his welfare. He said, don't think for me. Don't think for me. So when you keep on making excuses, when you should be defending your own, who is working hard to get you defended. Okay, thank you, Kelly. So everything is connecting to what this lady that we are playing her record is saying. Oh, thank you, that brother that is sending love. Thank you. I'm monitoring you from the situation room there, right here. Continue. Okay, Hysen, thank you. Really? Can you refreshen your phone? Even we will be cutting very soon because our programs have been complained. People have complained that it's always too long. So we need to be bringing it down to lesser duration. I don't know. This one, what thing that's well for you? Okay. When this one is not playing, then we play something else. Because we can't
especially most of the international laws about the freedom of speech. And then after that, we go to the state formation, what is being recognized as state. What is the statehood when people, group of indigenous people or people of same ethnic group are agitating or wanting the freedom or independence or sovereignty state. We are going to go very briefly on that, and then the third one will be on the international standard. The international standard of freedom of first, the international standard of freedom of expression. Two is what the IPOB has filed in 2016 to the International Criminal Court. This communication was done in 2016 by Professor Goran Slaughter and Andrew Lunazi. Of course, you are very, very conversant with that. And then after that, we start the program. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why do we have to make references to these three issues I've mentioned here? Is because a lot of people will say that, okay, what you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, wait for international community to intervene and all that. But we want to tell them this.
Okay, our PM is asking Mazen Nandekano. I think this is around 2021. This is around 2021, Abi, when our PM was interviewing Onyendu. All right, fresh kid. It's all right. We are okay now. Okay, so now this question that our PM is asking is very sensitive and important to this level of the struggle now. The level is where the sensitive issues, none must be left out. Now what is that sensitive issue? One of those sensitive issues here is some people are saying, Nnamdi Kanu, I love what he's doing, but the way he's doing it, this, that. But then ask them, how should he do it? And many times, okay, if you are given the atmosphere, okay, do this, get us Biafra, what do you want to do? Here you are hearing Simon Ekpa now is trying to read all the measures, a lot of the measures our PM, our Mazen Nnamdi Kanu Hamadike has taken. Measures, countless measures. What exactly do you want him to do? What is it you're expecting that until he do? Hey, how he's doing it? Is it not just cowardice? Because you are so afraid that nobody should tell the tale of, and that's like our PM said, they will come to their space and be talking down on what we are doing. Okay, if he's not doing it right, you should be able to bring solution. Or do we just fold our hands and remain slaves forever? No, you self know it's not right. Okay.
Community to intervene and all that, but we want to tell them this evening that all these things they are saying, IPOB under your leadership has done even more than expected, and there is nothing to show for it anywhere today. You have written to International Criminal Court. You have hired some of the best lobbyists all over the world. You have done all this, and today we are going to show it to the public for the very first time. The application filed to the ICC in 2016. I know you'll be very surprised that I'm talking. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear, Simon. I'm hearing you. Please,
so I'm going to pull the application IPOB under your leadership filed to the International Criminal Court in 2016.
Now you can see our PM trying to connect Teteri's developments of how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have stepped. All the places, even Onyendu, have not mentioned to the Biafran people to public hearing. So Ekpa is trying to bring them up all. That's why he is not. The guy is really anything he wants to do. He does it. Oh, fresh KD. Fresh KD, you're welcome. Yeah, we will after this program we will talk. Thank you. God bless you. Party also Zubo. Party also.
Yes. We are only going to read because it is about
EU. Most of them have been to the House of Lords to make a presentation before Brandon Scopes. I have been to Capitol Hill here in the United States of America, in Washington, to present our case. So where else do you want to take our cases to before something is done about it? The things that people don't understand. Most of the contracts, most of the work we are doing, you cannot see them. You cannot write about them or talk about them. Even for this very program, I won't be discussing this. But it's about time our people realize that we are doing all we can to preserve.
And there is an important point here. See, there are a lot of things we are doing in secret. We don't just publish them. But there are demanding times like now. Madina Dekano cannot be posed this kind of challenge or question before, or this kind of challenge cannot be brought before his table, which is to indict him that he has not done any work, and he will keep quiet. For those, because while I'm bringing this part, you will be wondering what is this guy talking about. Because for some people will tell you that they are command and control, that they only work on the ground. And people are telling them, don't worry, you will walk on the ground. From underground, you will walk below grave. So that he has no interest in making these things public. But since there are something warranted for that, it's okay. It's okay. He can't keep it back. Something warranted for this, divulging it's not even something too secretive like that. But he has his reasons anyways. Okay, so now for those who are trying to bring in what they cannot finish.
Nigeria, they believe that the political structure of Nigeria is the major problem. And we, people following you, have a different view and a different opinion to this. And I think this is where the interest is clashing. Anybody that is shouting for Nigeria today believe that the problem is in the political structure. We are believing that the problem is not about political structure, but rather there is a motivated or there is a premeditated act to take our land and turn it into Islamic State or Fulanize us. So we are not looking at the aspect of the political structure anymore. It is a struggle for survival of our people. I want you to shed more light on this because, those supporting one Nigeria must have reason. And the reason what we have seen is that they are thinking that the political structure of Nigeria is the problem of Nigeria. So can you tell us more about, that it is not the political structure, rather something they should know about?
Thank you, somebody. Something they know about that pretend not to know about it. Everybody knows about the hegemonic tendencies of the Fulani Caliphate. We are well versed in the, should I call it, shenanigans of those people who are always expanding. There was a lecture that I gave that the Fulanis are the only people that continues to expand. Not expand in terms of population,
even when they are very small,
but in terms of territorial influence and supplanting existing cultures and traditions with their own.
Then in that program, that's this interview granted by Rudolph Okonkwo, the Dr. Damage. Now, you see that our PM answered to these issues. He answered to these issues. If you need to go and watch it. You need to watch that program again.
When we say this, people say, "Oh, you're warmongering, you're profiling, and it is hate and all the rest of it." And I say it is pure nonsense. Look at the history of the Hausa people. Those of you that want one Nigeria, look at what is happening today in Kandin Borno, what you call Borno State. Look at the fate of those of them in the Middle Belt.
Okay.
Look at the fate of those of them, our brothers and sisters in Yoruba land, Yoruba. Even the caliphate left their footprints there many, many years ago in Kwara State. Many years ago, they overran Nupe people of Niger State. Many years ago, some of you don't know this. They possibly tried to convert the Atta of a Gala to Islam. These things are there in our history books. They are everywhere. If one Nigeria means that our land should be surrendered to people from Senegambia, then death is a better option because it's not going to happen. We are the Biafran people, and within that Biafra, it contains a very unique race in the world called the Igbo race. They are very difficult, don't get me wrong, but they are very unique.
Okay.
Very, very unique. I don't think anybody is more stubborn than we are. I don't think anybody is more generous than we are. I do not believe that any race on this earth is more affluent in terms of natural blessing than we are. Anybody thinking they can use the guise of one Nigeria to take the land of our ancestors, that person is dreaming. Them and their cohorts, they are dreaming. And I will tell you why they are dreaming. They have tried before, over 300 years ago, to take that very land. They failed. Islam made it to the sea across West Africa. Islam made it to the Atlantic Ocean. The only place that Islam did not succeed in penetrating is the East.
Which they want to do now.
And when they came for that very jihad, we didn't have army at all. God Almighty in heaven them for us. All the armies died. And that thing they tried, but they succeeded. They tried it in Northern, in Dom, and and they failed. All the armies died. The few that survived, they trekked back to Zaria from whence they came. I must warn anybody. All of these people agitating or saying, "Oh, we want one Nigeria," you are setting up yourselves to fail. You are as foolish as Hausa peasants. Hausa peasants did the same thing you're doing. Oh, allow them, give them land, give them cattle. By the time they woke up, all their kings were dead. Hausa kingdoms became Fulani Emirates. You have Hausa governors, you have Fulani governors. Telling you we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. And I keep asking myself, why is it that people don't see all these things? Is it because, of course, that is why we call them a zoo, because they are very foolish. Without apologies to anyone. Because if you are not foolish, history is there for you to reference. These people asking you for land, asking you for rule and maintain peace, let's stay in one Nigeria. What are their antecedents? What have they done in the past?
My leader.
Because when we come from their behavior in the past, you now know if you can trust them or not. But it's Britain that is behind the scenes, remoting everything that's happening in this room. I am a British citizen. I hold a British passport. I know there are good men and women in England. It is a land of conscience. It was English people that left Southampton to come to America to build America, the land of the free. English people, yes. They traveled on a ship called Mary Rose. They landed at a place called New England. Conscientious, honorable God-fearing people. They were the ones that helped slaves to escape from the south to the north. English people. But there is a breed we have now. Blood-sucking demons. Their job is to hold Africa down, to hold a black person down. And how are they doing it? They don't want you to tamper with any of their creations in Africa.
Okay, now, when the woman, this law that spoke before I put this on and do interview with my seminar, they had a common agenda to pull us down, scatter us. The remaining people will run away in fear. That is the agenda. Then from there, they enter us deep.
Idiotic states, all these artificial boundaries they gave us in Africa. No, because that is the beginning of the chain that is holding us down, and they know it. And the question is, who is a Nigerian? And I will ask you a simple, I want you to contemplate something, Simon. No, I ask you now to go and prepare a Nigerian dish for me. What are you going to present?
And we don't know.
Because if you bring a wedu soup, somebody from the east will tell you that is not their food.
We don't know.
They're not going to eat it. If you bring apple or a dikaikon, somebody from Kano State will tell you that is not a food. If you bring tuwo, is it tuwo shinkafi or whatever they call it, somebody from the middle belt will say that is not our food. Ordinary food, there is no commonality. Is it the way they dress? So I keep asking myself every blessed day when I wake up, what is it that unites Nigeria together?
Nothing.
And then I discovered it is two things.
What? Okay, football.
An innate desire to be corrupt.
Okay.
And secondly, stupidity. Those two things are very, very pivotal. They are the things driving the zoo. People talk about their founding fathers. When the Fulanis are talking, they say our founding fathers. And I keep asking them, Nigeria, your president called the dead Buhari is older than the country. And where else in the world do you have a head of state that is actually older than the country in the 21st century? So show me, tell me one place. Only in Africa. Because they came to Africa and they built all these contraptions, and now in our idiocy and stupidity as black people, we accepted it. As I keep asking all the time, can you go to Europe to build a country for them? They will hang you that same day. If you cannot do the same thing in Europe, the Europeans did in Africa, then why are you accepting it?
Okay.
Why are you accepting it? Okay. The key thing here is the way we reason. That is the problem with the black man, how we reason. People talk about Nigeria as their country, talk about Nigeria as their nation, as if Nigeria has any legs to stand on in the first place. Nigeria it has no meaning. It is a very derisory meaning. It means something very terrible and very awful. If I ask in Yoruba language, tell me the meaning of Nigeria, you cannot tell me. If I go to Igbo language, tell me the meaning of Nigeria, you cannot tell me. But I know the meaning of England. It's the land of the English people. I know the meaning of France, or is the land of the French people. It's only in Africa they have all this garbage. And we are, after our university, after our so-called PhD, FFD, SSD, common to reason like a human being, we cannot. Those are the things we are fighting. And those are the things that our detractors are very, very uncomfortable with. And that is why today you must pat your on the back, and every IPOB member for that matter, for the very simple reason. At last, people are beginning to reason with you. All thanks to what we are doing. So don't mind them. When they go back into the privacy of their homes, they consider that what we are saying is right.
Sure.
But outwardly, due to economic, political, or whatever thing that it is, they wish to draw the line of let's keep Nigeria warm. We are not fighting with anybody. All we're asking them to do is to reason for once in their useless lives to be able to. They say insult them. If an idiot, why won't I insult you? I'm asking you, go to a white man's land and tell them you want to create a country in Europe. That day they will roast you alive. They will, in fact, they will first of all inject you. They'll say you're not well in the brain.
Yes, no, it's a psychiatric problem.
They came to our land, Yoruba into praise. Some Yoruba is in Togo. Some Yoruba is in Benin Republic. Some are in You're telling me that a Yoruba man who is in Nigeria is more related to a Canadian man who is in Borno, more than his own brother in the other side of Paraguay, in Porto Novo, in Benin Republic.
Okay.
They speak the same language, wear the same clothes, do eat the same food, everything is the same. But a white man, now we have French Yoruba, those who are in Benin Republic and in Togo. We now have English Yoruba who are in Nigeria. What type of God made us? And let me give you an example before I conclude on this very point. Simon, is this. Do you know that Togo used to belong to Germany before? Togo, they were Germans before. After the Second World War, they used Togo to compensate France because Germany lost the war. And these are human beings in Africa, for Christ's sake. I can't understand this type of nonsense. I can't understand it. And that is why I keep saying that the one of the greatest disasters to befall me in life is to come from Africa. We are people who do not reason. How can you have the same people? One part is French, the other part is English. Is English and is Yoruba French? Are they the same people? The answer is no. And you're telling me that a Yoruba man inside Nigeria should be related with somebody in Borno State. Lord have mercy. Thank you very much, please.
Thank you very much, Onyendu. You have explained this thing very broadly. The point you have made very clear is that they knew that the problem of Nigeria is not based on political structure. They know it very well. The problem of Nigeria is that people are conquering our land and they are trying to take our land and convert us into Fulani nation and caliphate. And that will be resisted with everything we have. Now, the next thing I want to, talk about or ask you about is, of course, like I said, we are going to get tough, this evening. We are going to say things that will provoke a lot of people. And on that note, I'm going to bring to the screen the international acceptable, or should I say, the Declaration of Human Rights on freedom of expression and freedom of speech. Now, when you look at what is going on in the zoo, they circulated some kind of threat letter to the media in Nigeria, threatening them that you must not mention Fulani. When the Fulani have attacked and killed people, you must not mention them. So I'm going to read just very briefly a couple of these international laws. Like here, you see the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 19. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. These rights include freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Now, the same, another international covenant on human political rights, Article 19, everyone shall have right to hold opinion without interference. Everyone shall have the right to freedom of expression. The right shall include freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas of all kinds, regardless of frontiers, either orally or written, or in print and in form of art, or through any other media of his choice. The exercise of the right provide for in paragraph 3 of this article carries with its special duties and responsibilities. It may therefore be subject to certain restrictions, but these shall only be such as are provided by law and are necessary. For respect of right or reputations of others, of national security or of public order or of public health or morals. Now, in this particular B, when the state becomes the sponsor of terrorism, of course, there is always exceptional clauses. Now, African Charter on Human Rights and People's Rights, Article 9, every individual shall have the right to receive information. Every individual shall have the right to express and disseminate his opinion within the law. The resolution 169 on repealing criminal defamation law in Africa by the Africa Commission on Human Rights and People's Rights, 24 December 2010, underlined that criminal defamation laws constitute a serious interference with freedom of expression and impinge on the role of the media as a watchdog. Media as a watchdog.
It's very long, so I don't know if you still wish to hear it. It's very long. It's very long, I beg. So people are getting bored already. We have spent above 1 hour here. So I don't know. I don't know if I should go ahead. Okay, so you are seeing it. I tried making some connections. So at the end of the day, you see that Onyendu succeeded in saying, I am upholding Simon, I am upholding Simon, instead of attacking him. And of course, all of you know Nnamdi Kanu is a very strong person. Okay. So I don't know. Because I share quiet here. Francis, you're welcome. Okay, lovers of freedom. I'm trying to get, there are some other videos I say I'm going to play too. Okay, as regards the issue of Donald Trump statement and the video, that is AI. That video is AI. It's one of those things that busybody enemies do to mock us. They want to see if when they bring it out, then the autopilot people, according to them, will begin to spread it all over. And then, then they will mock us that it's any roadside information that we are going home with. So they want to drag our legs outside.
Today I am calling on the Nigerian government to immediately release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, who has been detained under circumstances that raise questions of fairness, human rights, and basic justice. Nnamdi Kanu's detention has gone on far too long, and it's time for the Nigerian government to respect the principles of freedom and the rule of law. I have watched this situation closely, and I have seen how it has stirred deep pain, anger, and frustration.
No need playing it more. It's a scam. It is a propaganda. They just did it to mock us. Yes, that's the situation. They just wanted to mock us. So Israeli Prime Minister where is that place I was reading? Israeli ambassador accuses Iran of working to destabilize Nigeria. And now also, because that's the much we can take for now. That's the Corona also. All right. Thank you all for joining me today. But that information, that update is not right. Okay. Israeli ambassador accuses Iran of working to destabilize Nigeria. That update, I first of all gave as at 3 months or 4 months ago. I gave an update about how the Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Mieti Allah had a meeting in Chad. They had a meeting in Niger too. So, and it was anchored by Talibans. I gave that update, but people didn't believe it until developments came. Now, you have heard that new terrorist group have been created. Okay, so this is information. And you also hear Army welcomes repentant bandits. Nigerian Army welcomes repentant bandits. That is repentant bandits into their army. So at the end of the day, they will send them to our land, which is what I started the program with. Like that woman, that lady, Lolo was crying about. They will send them to our land at the end of the day, and they will wreak havoc in our land. So you can see why we cry. Thank you for being with us here today. Remain blessed. Akban Asoko, Biafra Radical Freedom TV. Salute you.